Hey guys, it's Amanda and Barron, and we are back again with Kicking Cancer Cares on KSLM Radio. Our sponsor for the second half is Vente's Cafe. Awesome place. I'm actually headed there to go.
So you're going there for lunch today?
I'm going there for lunch today with my sisters. We're all going to go out to eat. And I was just peeping at this menu, and I think I'm going to get, it's one of their salads, and it's the Southwest salad. So it's got fresh greens, corn chips, black beans, brown rice, guacamole. I won't do guacamole.
What?
Roasted corn,
man.
fresh pico, red pepper aioli, and vegan Parmesan cheese.
Wow.
That sounds really, really good.
You have to tell me what you think of the vegan cheese.
I will. I like their vegan cheese.
Oh, do you?
I've never tried their vegan Parmesan cheese, but I've had their like vegan cheese dip.
Yeah?
It's really, really good. Really good.
Vegan cheese is hard to pull off.
I don't like anything that's not real cheese. It's just weird, but they do it, and they do it really, really good. And my son used to be deathly allergic to dairy, and so we tried several things, and it was like, okay, we're done. You just don't get cheese. It's okay. But they make a really good vegan cheese, so I'm kind of intrigued to try their vegan Parmesan cheese. Very interesting.
Now, you realize avocados are a really good source of fats for you, right? So you don't like guacamole?
I'll eat it like on like a chip dip.
Yep.
But like with other stuff mixed, it's really overpowering.
Okay.
And so I just don't like
There
it
you
like
go.
that.
That's all right.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's okay as a dip, but don't spread it on your salad.
no.
Yeah, not on the salad.
Don't take flavor from everything else.
Oh, no worries. No worries. So, again, for the listeners just tuning in, we're talking with Crystalina Arceneaux, diagnosed with breast cancer, I guess technically late last year.
Yeah.
Went through a number of appointments between November and February. They determined that you were stage 2.
Stage 1.
Stage 1. Stage 1. Then April of this year rolls around, and they've scheduled you for surgery.
Correct. Yeah.
So let's pick the story up there. Now what's happening after the surgery gets scheduled?
So all these different appointments and everything. Then April 16th is when my surgery was scheduled. It was, I think it was a little over 6 hours, 6-hour surgery. Yep. So they removed both on the right side, removed the one on the left, and made sure I was even. And then, yeah.
And I want to interject here because I think that's a really good thing that doctors are doing now when you say make sure that they were even. Yeah. Well, and because it's a disfiguring procedure.
Yeah.
You know, and if they don't even things out, it would just be very psychologically scarring.
Yeah.
For you for quite some time.
Yeah. I think that in general, it's already really hard. Like, even though I just basically got a reduction, it, like, nothing fit me anymore because I was so big. I dressed for my breasts.
Right.
And so things were actually bigger on my waist than I needed them to be. And so now everything's just like, I remember crying the first time I tried on a dress that I had.
After
the surgery, yeah, with my husband in the bedroom. And he's like, it's okay. That's all right. You can get a smaller size. Da, 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 da. And he went out and bought me a dress and a new dress and everything that fit me. And it was really sweet. But
your whole life had been around having
as a girl, I mean,
curves.
what
Thank you.
exactly? Yes, curves.
Trying to find a good way to say this.
I think that's a huge focus on girls, which I don't necessarily think it should be. I don't think that should be something that's so out there. But when you grow up like that, and that becomes a part of your image, and then you suddenly lose this image in like 4 months, 3.5 months.
Yeah.
It's really hard to go through. So I'm super thankful that they, recognize that now, that mental load, especially on women, that
and insurance is cover the cost of that being done.
Insurance. And if I'm not happy, next 5 years, I can get it done again. So what they do with the surgery, there's a plastic surgeon there to make sure that the lift and the reduction goes as well. And they have to leave one side a little bit bigger than the other side.
It's already like that naturally.
Right, it is like that naturally for a lot of women anyways. No, it really is. It's like that naturally. Like they're not, they weren't even before I went into this. So, but that's because of the radiation.
Okay.
Yeah. So we had the surgery in April, and it took. I was off.
And they did a lumpectomy on both sides.
Yes, technically,
Okay.
to remove the benign.
Right.
I think that they just removed it because they had to, like, take out tissue anyways. But I think that they might have also been like,
Let's
it's
just
a
be
tumor.
safe.
Let's
Let's
take
just
it
get rid
out.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it took me 3 weeks. I was off of work for 3 weeks, which is huge for me because I am like a busy bee. I don't.
You're not the one that calls out sick.
No, I don't. I don't call out sick. Like I hate not working. I work from home too, so it's like I just feel silly. Like I work from home. Why am I calling out? Like but they're like I have a desk job. There was no way. Like there was no way. So I was out work for 3 weeks. My husband stayed home. I think for the first 2 weeks from work, just to make sure the kids were taken care of. It's right in the middle of my son's baseball season. And so, it was just a lot during that time to kind of handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have radiation leading up to surgery or chemotherapy or?
No. So after surgery is when all that is done because they have to test the tumor and test lymph nodes that they remove.
Okay.
So they go in, and when they remove the tumor, they remove a margin, so just a little bit outside the tumor as well, and then they test that to make sure that they got all the cancerous cells.
Okay.
They also take a few lymph nodes. It can vary because they just scrape. They don't know how many they get because they're so tiny.
Right.
They got about 6 out of me, and those all came back negative. So nothing spread or anything like that.
So the good news with none of the lymph nodes showing up with cancer is it had gone metastatic.
Correct.
Which means you didn't have to have chemotherapy.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So,
which also kept it from going to stage 3.
Yes. So, so I was actually at stage 2. So it was, they thought it was a little under an inch. It actually was a little, like about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches, I think, or something like that. So I was actually stage 2. I don't know if they just didn't see correctly on the image or if it grew faster than they anticipated it to. But still good. Stage 2. I'll take stage 2 after it's out of me. So, and then from there, it was really just healing. I had to heal all the way before like anything else could start. I also had, and I talked to you about this a little bit with my oncologist, not my surgeon, but my actual oncologist that I have now. They do what's called an oncotype test. I don't know if you hadn't heard of it. So now, what they have found out is that not all cancer actually needs radiation. There's this percentage or this number that will not really improve you getting radiation. It's just kind of like giving you poison for no reason. Mm-hmm. And so it's called the oncotype test. And so they do this test after everything is done on the specimen that they pull from you. I think it's like if you're under like 15 is the number or something like that, you actually don't have to have radiation. And so my oncotype test was 3.
Oh, awesome.
And so not radiation, sorry, chemotherapy.
Right.
You don't have to have chemotherapy.
Okay.
But I think this speaks volumes to the advancements we're making.
Absolutely.
If you can take a little sample and check it for these markers.
Yeah.
And you told me there was 23 different markers they were looking for. But if it comes back with a low number like that, then whatever they're checking, there's no danger there.
It's not necessarily that there's no danger. It's that the chemotherapy will not improve your chances of it not coming back. Yeah. So whether you do it or not, you have the same chances. So why put you through that if it's not going to help?
Yeah, absolutely.
It won't help. I mean,
that's so much better than the guests that we had on back in the 70s where they would just give everybody.
That's what they do.
Yeah. Like, here you go.
Absolutely.
It's so much better.
It's incredible. So I was.
That's the advancements we're making within the chemotherapy world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So I have a question, and it's so between February and April when you got diagnosed, and then when you had your surgery, what did it feel like with like knowing that you have breast cancer and that you have a tumor growing inside you? Like, was it scary? Like, is it growing more? Is it causing more? I feel like that would mess with me mentally.
What was going through your head?
I feel like that would be really a struggle.
It was really, it's felt like there was a lot of this, like, hurry up and wait. Like, even back, like, when I first got my first diagnosis, I had to wait, like, 2 weeks for the diagnosis to come back. But it was even worse when I knew I had cancer and I'm waiting to remove the cancer, right? it's scary. It's during that period, I ended up telling everybody because nobody knew except for my husband and a couple of my really good friends. And so I think that I have a really good way of staying busy. Mm-hmm. And I just really focused on other people and telling other people and getting my story out there and making sure that, everything was set up for my family. I was worried about, like, my son's spring season because I'd never missed a game before. And so I think that I didn't really focus on my cancer during that time. I tried not to focus on it.
Yeah.
Because when I did, I would get really sad.
Yeah. You took away its power by keeping
pretty
busy.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. I tend to just be like, nah, I'm not going to think about you today.
Okay.
Which is good sometimes and sometimes it's not.
Right.
But I did break down. I'm not going to lie. It's not something that's easy to not think about or to avoid. There was many times I broke down, usually in my bedroom with my husband by my side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I would pick myself up and keep going.
Here we go.
Yep.
Yeah. Take on a new day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, and you were telling me that they have you on some medication right now because your body's producing too much estrogen.
Right.
So it's an estrogen blocker to slow down the production of estrogen.
Completely stop all estrogen.
No estrogen production.
No estrogen whatsoever. Yeah. So after the surgery, saw the oncologist, talked about those, and then the radiation. The radiation had to come before the estrogen medicine. So I started radiation in June.
Okay.
The end of June to about the end of July. I had about 23 sessions.
Wow.
Monday through Friday.
Whoa.
So about four and a half weeks or something like that. Yep. One a day, Monday through Friday. Thankfully, the appointment itself doesn't take a long time. Parking was probably more pain than the appointment itself and took more time.
If you've ever been to Salem Hospital, that's an awful lot. That parking took longer than the appointment itself.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So, but yeah, it's interesting. So to start off, they gave me an MRI. And they put my arms up, and then they take pictures of you so that they know exactly where to shoot the radiation. And then I have a little tiny dot tattoo on each side and a dot tattoo right here in the middle. And then so when I go in and get the radiation, I just lift my arms up on this thing that they made for me, and it's literally localized. Just the spot you need radiation. You don't get radiation anywhere else.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Did it make you sick at all, or?
It didn't make me sick as in like nauseous or anything like that. It definitely makes you tired. I mean, there's times where I remember sleeping like 12 hours. And
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's different for everybody. Some people,
it
they're
drains
just
your
fine.
body.
It does.
Drains your body.
Even though it's specific to that area, it's still radiation, right?
Right. Yeah.
So, tiredness, pain, obviously pain in this area, a lot of like discoloration to your skin. Yeah. So definitely not anywhere as bad as chemo. I was really, really blessed with.
And you were telling me that you have another test late this year.
Yes,
And
correct.
that hopefully this will be the final test.
Well, I'll have to have an MRI done every year, probably pretty much the rest of my life.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it doesn't come back.
Yes, exactly. So I'm taking the estrogen blocker. I started that in August, and then I'm doing the one where they insert a capsule every month into your stomach, and it's slow release.
Okay.
And I have to do that every month for 5 years, and then I also have that shuts off my ovaries, but your body still produces other estrogen other than your ovaries.
Okay.
So I also have to take a pill on top of that every day for the next 5 years. So essentially they're forcing me into menopause.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Is what's happening. I'm going through menopause right now.
And then after the 5 years, are you good, or do you just take less, or?
After 5 years, essentially they'll do they do it every year, but another scan, and then they'll make a decision at that time,
With a new game plan.
With a new game plan.
Okay.
The one at the end of this year is to see if all of this even worked.
Right.
I mean, right.
Right.
And so I'm back into this waiting game where, the likelihood of it not working is probably pretty small.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
I got extremely blessed with my diagnosis, and But yeah, so if everything comes back clear at the end of the year on this scan for December, then I'll basically be in remission, essentially. Right. At that time, I'll be officially like in remission. If I can keep it going for 5 years, there's a 1% chance that it will ever come back.
Wow.
Which is really good.
That's huge.
Really
Isn't
good.
that amazing? Yeah.
That's
so,
cool.
you know, I don't like to use the word lucky. I was telling you
Blessed.
that.
Yep.
Blessed, because I don't think anybody's lucky that has to go through this. I don't care what your diagnosis is. I don't care if it's a 1 millimeter tumor or whatever the case
Whatever
is.
it is.
Just the mental exhaustion
Well,
from
this
having
whole
something
last year
like
has
this.
been mentally exhausting.
It's just...
You're probably a whole new person than
I
you were.
am. Yeah, I was, talking to my therapist and stuff, and I was like, I just want to go back to normal. She's like, you're never going to have that normal again.
Right.
Sorry. Like,
This is your
I
new
mean, that's
normal.
what she's there for, right? To tell me how it is, which it was good that she told me that.
Yeah.
Because I was still clinging on to this version of myself, and this version of my life that
Doesn't
is never going to
exist.
come back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's hard.
Did
That is hard.
did the oncology department suggest you go through some counseling?
Right off the bat.
They did?
Yeah, right off the bat. The very first, my surgical oncologist, Salem Health has a lot of great resources for people going through cancer, like the dietitian.
Yeah.
That was a resource through Salem
Oh,
Health
that's
that
cool.
they set me up with. That you get like 6 free sessions with their counselor, Melanie. She's amazing. Everybody there is amazing, but she's really awesome. So I took advantage of that, of course, because
Yeah, might as well.
it's tough, man, and
Yeah.
so
Well, I know several people I've talked to, that's part, not the protocol, but it's part of what they recommend is that you go through some kind of a counseling session to deal with it. So, so now you're just kind of waiting until the end of the year to see what those
pretty much
numbers
now
look
I
like.
just get to deal with menopause and wait for my final scan.
Which is what these things are doing to you. It's
Yeah.
kind of forcing you into menopause.
It is, yeah,
right?
because that's what happens when you go into menopause is your ovaries start to shut down. You stop producing estrogen, which causes all the weird stuff that happens in your body, like the hot flashes and the mood swings and the skin issues and all that fun stuff. So
And that's typically where women go through that in their 50s, not their 40s.
yes, 50s, late 50s. So essentially, I'll be going through it twice.
You'll go through it again?
Yeah, so I will go through it naturally afterwards.
Oh.
Because I'm
Really?
I would
Yeah.
think this would just force it to happen
No.
and be done.
You're like, lovely.
Yeah, so
Thanks.
I get, because I'll be 45-ish, 46 when they take me off.
Yeah.
And so that still won't be the time that my body,
Does it
it'll
on its
just be
own.
like a pre-menopause type of state. So
Yeah.
then when my body decides to do it, I'll go through it again.
Well, at least you'll be like, hey, been here, done this.
Yeah, I'll be
Gotta
like,
tap
When
you.
it happens the next time, you go, I remember this.
this is familiar.
It's very familiar.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
Your body, yeah.
I-
I mean,
I-
it makes sense.
Yep.
It makes sense. But
I would
that
have thought
sucks.
that they forced you into it, it'd just be all done and not do it
Right?
twice.
Yeah, that's
Huh.
crazy. Yep.
Well, I do like, I had asked you to share some messages. And I do
Yeah.
like the 2 messages you have for people. Share those messages. The first one you had was value life.
Yeah, I think that's a message you hear, in a lot of different situations, but definitely cancer, and not just value life as in, life is good to live, but just respecting one another, loving one another, like just living your life to really just bring joy to the world, I think, because it can change in a split second.
Yeah.
One diagnosis, one phone call, it's unbelievable. Like, it's like one of those things where, like, people don't have kids and you're like, oh, you never know a love like this until you have a kid, and then they have a kid and then they understand. This is the same thing. Like, it just changes who you are. So heed our message. I'm sure other people that have been cancer have said this as well. Like, you don't realize how close you may be to having something completely change your life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Several of the last guests we've had have said that exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We've had, 3 or 4 guests in the last several weeks that have talked about just valuing life and when that occurs. I think about Dave that came in that had the colon cancer and how he just put off taking care of himself,
Yeah.
which is kind of part of your second
Yeah.
message. I also think about a guest that we had, I think it was a couple years ago, Carmen Sobrero, that came in. And I had shared this with you that I came across a statistic that said the breast cancer would be the number 2 cancer this year with among women. Lung cancer would be number 1, except in Latino communities where breast cancer would be number 1.
Yeah.
And so I asked her why she thought that was the case. And within the Latino communities, the mom takes care of everything. Like
Yeah.
the last thing she's going to take care of is herself.
Absolutely.
And I think that was part of your message was, being a mom when you were young
Yeah.
and having kids. Like
Yeah.
probably the last thing in the world you had to think about was yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that not just being a young mom, but obviously being a young mom contributed to that. Not that I would change that now. I love my kids very much, but I think just women in general.
Yes.
Do not take care of themselves, and whether that be because you don't have the insurance, or you're a single mother, or you don't have the support, even if you're not a single mother, or you're working too much. I get it. I'm there with you. I was there, and it's hard. It's so difficult. But if I, one, hadn't had the push, so I'm lucky because I have the support for people to push me to take care of myself. But I didn't for a long, long time. I didn't take care of myself, so my other message is just really whatever you have to do. If you can find a resource out there to get a mammogram, just get a baseline. Have a baseline. If you've never had one done, I don't care if you're 30 or 35 or whatever. If you feel it's necessary, find a way to do it. Get that baseline like I had in 2018. I really do think that made a big difference for me in 2024. And even if it's not something as serious as a mammogram, even though you need to go get one, go get a mammogram.
Have some point of comparison for the doctors to look at.
But just taking care of yourself, whether that's self-love, whatever that looks like for you. I had a really hard time taking time to myself. I grew up with a very big family. My grandma had 9 kids. We always had people around. I had kids young, so I always had somebody around, like having people around. But the reality is now that I've seen it and I've taken time to myself, I'm like, get away from me. Like, I need time by myself. Not really. No, I love everybody. But that's the thing is, like, once you start making yourself a priority and once you start really loving yourself, you have so much more to give to other people. I have so much more patience.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's because I have cancer and because I've changed, but it's also because I take time to take care of me. So I have more love and joy to give to other people instead of just being grumpy and upset and unhealthy.
Yeah.
Well, and you have a whole new perspective as you talk to people as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, especially with the way medical is and everything is in the world right now, but you got to try to find a way to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad they caught you early, and I'm glad that they were able to take care of this before it got serious. I mean, if the worst thing that happened was that you had to have a lumpectomy and things had to change a little bit, but it could have been a whole lot worse. So.
Absolutely,
Yeah, and then of course, I think that I hope that your story will resonate with some of the listeners that are out there, so that they can take the time to go in for their own checks and just be there and see what's going on in their lives.
My hairdresser's mom just did her mammogram and found out that she has early stages of breast cancer. No symptoms, no nothing. Just went and did her mammogram.
Just figured it would be a good idea to check.
Yep. And it came back.
First time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
how old is she?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think late 40s.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, it's more common. Just because you're not hearing about it doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Absolutely.
So definitely go get your mammograms.
Yeah.
Please, no matter your age, just go get one.
Just go do it if you can do it. Find a resource. I don't know what you guys help with, but any resource you can, just find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a spot on Liberty Street that I see almost every time I drive downtown that talks about their mammograms that they offer, and so and again, we are the late September, but October's around the corner, and that's definitely Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh yes.
And people are going to be more aware of it than they have in the past. There's definitely going to be a lot more pink out there than there is usually. But take advantage of that time to take care of yourself.
I agree.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for letting me share my message. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us.
Absolutely. So huge shout out to Venti's Cafe for sponsoring this second half. Absolutely amazing. Their grilled cheese is super good. Their mac and cheese is really good. Their, the Boulder Burger?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Sweet potatoes.
Their sweet potato fries with the coconut shavings and honey
yes.
is my absolute favorite. You just spoke my love language right there, right there.
That's the one she loves. That's it.
It's all so good. And definitely make sure you guys check out Oddmo's Pizza as well. Both of them phenomenal, and we appreciate their supporting us and their just agenda for eating healthier and being better and good. So,
Yep.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back next week
As the movement continues.